And sets another day. Billions will kneel and pray. Anything to aid escape from the world so cold and gray.
And welcome back to another episode of Bones and Tubs.
Time,
here to give you the good news of the week. Let you filter through, see how everything went this week.
You heard the good news?
What is the good news?
I just felt like a door-to-door religion salesman for a minute.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I see where you're going with that one. But we got a good episode for you this week. We're going to do probably a rundown of what's been going on in the news here the last few days. And then talk about a couple theories like we have in the past that we've come across and been able to name, either spells or actual demons themselves of itself. And then there's the one I want to talk about the most actually encompasses not just one side, but both sides and how they are more similar to each other than they think. Kind of like the proverbial James Bond villain quote, or James Bond villain quote in every movie, we're not so different, you and I, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just like that. It's just they're not conscientious enough to realize that they really are about the same. So that's what we're talking about today.
It's good.
But big thing in the news this week, I would say. Well, I mean, there was G20 last week, and they burned.
Question about that. By the way,
what's that?
Now, I know all the years in the past with these G20 protests, they had like legitimate protesters, protesting globalism and all this, New World Order nonsense. But I feel like now they're just fucking asshats. They've been co-opted in order to shut down. It's like all agent provocateurs instead of just having, normally they would have like legitimate protesters where they inject their own agent provocateurs to shut it down. But now I feel like it's all just agent provocateurs.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you had some pretty big organizations basically burning Hamburg to the ground. Imagine just living in Hamburg and they're like, well, we're going to do G20 this year. Fuck!
God damn it.
Son of a bitch.
Well, I heard that Germany's going to fix the problem by creating a database of people that are terrorists.
Oh. And they get to decide who terrorists are, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean,
learning about my freedom over here in America.
Yeah, as I say, maybe that's all part of the plan is to set it up with that, where you like say, okay, well, we got to figure out who these terrorists are, and you'd ask any red-blooded conservative American right now, what is the most dangerous domestic organization?
Yeah.
And I would wager that a fair amount of them would say Antifa.
Yeah.
So
I just wondered, me and you've talked privately about making a troll Antifa video.
Yeah.
But I started watching all these Antifa videos, and I feel like Antifa themselves are trolls.
Do you think that, or I think they're almost being set up to be patsies?
Patsies, trolls, I don't know. They're not organic.
Because if they come out and say we're doing this national registry and we're registering these people as domestic terrorists, ain't a single red stater going to be like, oh, I'm against them being labeled as terrorists. I mean, they've been watching Antifa protests and destroying things for the last year and a half. I don't think they're going to have a problem with it.
No, it's what's the famous quote from Star Wars that keeps coming up every new election? Freedom falls with the
sound of applause.
Yeah, thunderous applause.
I totally agree with that. I mean, that could be very well where it's heading, simply because nobody's gonna be mad when they put them on a list and start hunting them down, because people have been watching them. Or actually, not only that, they're if that's the truth, then their agents that have infiltrated this organization are fucking on point.
I just think it's all infiltrated. They found a bunch of weak mind. It's like a cult.
Yeah.
Well,
it's like, that thing you posted earlier this week on our Facebook page where it was like Antifa talking about pedosexual stuff.
Yeah.
Like they're even trying to fish for people like me who trick no good on a lot of the shit. Like, you're not going to get me on them protesting crony capitalism or anything like that, because
Right.
I know that shit exists. I'm not gonna be mad at them for that.
No.
But then I see, then they're throwing that kind of propaganda in the works, and that's like, triggered.
Yeah.
Triggered.
I'm just so goddamn sick of it.
Yeah.
I'm sick of all of it. I'm sick of the left. I'm sick of the right.
Yeah.
You know?
Both sides are eye-rollingly terrible right now for the most part.
Like, it was cool for, to support Trump for the trolls. For the lulz of it all. But I feel like it's just the same fucking shit.
Like, and the worst part is like the figureheads of these different groups, to me, are so eye-rollingly terrible human beings that I can't even, like, begin to, like, how do you even follow these motherfuckers? Like, okay, for example, Sean King, one of the leaders of BLM, okay, aka Talcom X.
Yeah.
Who, like, a white dude who's the head of Black Lives Matter.
Right.
I don't care what this dude says. I know my own kind.
Yeah.
The dude's white. He's not only white, but he looks a lot like this dude that me and Bones went to high school with, who had the same kind of haircut and glasses and everything.
Nice.
And he was a fucking turd. And I'm pretty sure this dude could go ahead and do the same thing that Sean King did and get away with it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, do you know who I'm talking about?
I do.
You do?
It's
a
good shake of the memory.
Yeah,
I remember.
kind of a quasi part of our little circle. He wasn't really in the circle, but he was he orbited our solar system.
He was like a fake moon that
Yeah.
was injected into our solar system.
He liked to make noises when he threw punches.
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to say about that. I don't want to put him on complete and whole blast, because the dude, and he's kind of a lost soul at this point too. If you've seen any of his internet media posts,
No, I blocked him. I couldn't do it anymore.
he's a deep apologist for everything, and
Filthy.
I can't handle it.
No.
I just can't. It's too much for me. I'm not going to sit here and apologize for everything my ancestors have done in the
I'm not
past.
going to apologize for anything because I didn't do it.
Yeah.
I'm racked with guilt all the time for things that...
You actually do.
Right.
Not proverbial things that everybody before you did.
Yeah. Can't take the weight of all that other shit on my shoulders. I'd rather sit and cuddle with the fucking anxiety demon about did I or did I not properly parent today, or
Exactly.
am I fucking living up to my full potential at all times?
And that's, I think, where I'm getting the point with all this is I'm starting to realize, like, I really, really don't care. Like, I got better stuff going on in my life that makes me happy, and sometimes doesn't make me happy, but that's not the point.
It's not the point.
It makes me feel better than all this stupid shit.
Can I get this out real quick?
Yeah, go
before I
ahead.
fucking explode.
Yeah.
I feel like everybody should take some time, Tubbs especially, try and, I feel like I've been awake for a long time. Woke, as they say.
Woke.
I found this Jeff Berwick guy on YouTube after I found originally the Dollar Vigilante channel, and he's like this, pretty famous anarcho-capitalist cat.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started watching his vlogs on the Jeff Berwick channel. And he had this video where he's talking about, like, how everybody's miserable, for different reasons. But basically, it's like just the fact that we live in a lie, I've said for years that none of this is real, and he keeps reinforcing that. Like, all the shit that we champion, the Independence Day.
Yeah.
If you think about it and you write that down, you're celebrating being independence. It's all about language. And he's talking about how, I guess he was from Canada, so he's not even an American, but he just defected entirely and moved down with no passport to, I guess he has a passport, but he moved down to Acapulco. And he's talking about, like, the fear-mongering campaign that the United States throws out, at us. And he kind of questions the fact of what's the wall for? Is it to keep people out or to keep Americans in?
Additionally, I would imagine keeping people out, but down the road, keeping people in.
Yeah. He did an interview with these two people. I don't really remember what exactly they did. They were fleeing justice, though. They were providing cannabis oil to cancer patients in America. We all know you can't have freedom in America.
Well, I juggle constantly with the notion that, like, it's like you said, you think you're woke, and then you encounter something from a next level, and you're like,
God damn it.
Now you start to feel like a statist, because now you're feeling like you're starting to defend things that you wouldn't normally defend. Like, wait a minute. I actually, like,
this isn't me.
I like the Constitution, I like the Republic, but then you're like, I'm being a statist.
This fucking statist shit is taking the cloak of constitutionalism, and basically it's anarchy in itself. It's just self-government, you know? They take the cloak of everything sexy as far as the Constitution and the Republic, and they wear it as they go around and stomp heads.
It's one of those things where, like, I think I've been indoctrinated to the notion that, like, you know, even where I'm at on the spectrum is that, you know, I'd love to everybody be able to self-govern, but I've been convinced into believing that people can't self-govern themselves because there's a lot of idiots out there.
Yeah, well, the idiots phase themselves out, I feel like. He talks about this Acapulco area where he moved, and these two people, I guess one of the biggest arguments that people have against moving or traveling is like, I don't have any money. Well, these people were fleeing justice. They were about to get kidnapped by the government and locked up for providing natural medicine, you know, that was curing cancer. So they fled the border with no passports in a car that wasn't theirs. They said they went down in the busy time so that they would be more likely just let through.
Yeah.
And it worked out. They went down there with $50 in their pocket. That was it. And they talk about their experience and how it's nothing like what they would thought it would be. And they ended up starting like several businesses while they were down there with just $50. One was like a potluck food share thing where people, like, it was like a lightweight restaurant where people would come with however many pesos and they would like make giant meals for these people. And it turned out to be a giant restaurant thing.
That's cool.
And then they started some cryptocurrency stuff. Started posting on Steam. Now they're making up to $1,000 a day.
Damn.
Fuck it.
Smart.
You know?
And on the entrepreneurial spirit, you know, you got that going there. But
just a good, you know, check it out, Jeff Berwick on YouTube.
Yeah, but yeah. So, I mean, you had G20 happening this week. All these world leaders meeting each other and fucking rubbing elbows and shit and
jerking each other off.
Basically,
did you see the triggering of the Trump? Was it Trump and Putin handshake photo?
Oh my god. It's like people, I feel like there was literally people out there who saw that and started throwing up. It made people upset, and I try to find myself in that mindset where I get that upset about anything.
Yeah.
But and maybe the fluoride's working because I'm just like, is this that bad? Is this that fucking bad yet?
You're literally the dog in the meme. The house is burning down around you, and you're like, this is fine.
This is fine.
As your skin melts off. I am currently okay with everything that is presently happening.
I mean, I did manage to listen to a speech that Putin did in front of like the entirety of G20 that was fucking vicious.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Scathing or?
Oh, it was condemning. Because he was saying that you have lost your way, basically.
And everyone?
Yeah. Ooh. This is in front of, like, the entirety of, like, Europe. Like, you're going to fall and you're going to crumble if you don't do anything about this refugee crisis and this crisis with Islam.
By do anything, he means stop it.
Stop it.
Quit pandering this fucking madness.
Yeah. He's like, you've lost your values and he's like, you compromised your values and your culture, for this refugee crisis. And he said, unfortunately, you're going to lose it all. Like Western philosophy and everything will just die because you guys wanted to have open borders.
You think an agent of the USSR, you know, or the fucking Russia, you know, the giant Iron Curtain, you don't think he'd talk that way? You would think he would champion the West taking in refugees. Because it would ultimately be the end of the West.
I think Putin had to have had a revelation somewhere along the line earlier in his career, like after the Soviet Union, because he watched it crumble. Mm-hmm. He watched that whole system fall. So he knows that it was destined to fail anyways. I think partly because, you know, they tried to build a culture around the state. And unfortunately, not everybody was drinking the fucking Kool-Aid.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, culture should be built on much stronger things than just the government itself. In reality, I think you find stronger foundations in anti-government sentiment than you do in pro-government sentiment, for the most part.
Right.
I mean, it would require generations of people being indoctrinated with the love of a country for it to work. Oh, shit, I'm talking about America. Oh, God.
Oh, shots fired.
Oh, I was like, I thought, I didn't even realize the rabbit hole was there, and then I tripped and fell into it, and I was like, holy shit, I'm talking about the way we do things.
Damn it, yeah.
Like, and that's not to say, I'm not trying to condemn people who love America. I love America. I love everything about it for the most part.
You love what it used to be.
I love what it's supposed to be.
The idea. You love the cloak.
I love what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
I don't love what it is because the problem is it's never been, for a long time, what it was supposed to be in the first place, which was, a free market capitalist society with a constitutional republic to protect us.
Mm.
That's what it was. But unfortunately, we fell into crony capitalism and, I don't
even know.
It's not a free market. I'll tell you that right now.
I don't feel like there's a word for what it became. You can't have kids go out in your front yard and set up a lemonade stand.
Yeah.
What the fuck are you talking about?
You have to get a fucking license to mow your neighbor's grass or to have a little grass cutting teenager have a little grass cutting business. I mean, what the fuck?
Have you heard about this fucking crazy debacle with Bitcoin? People have set up and financed secure banks that are not banks, and they're not backed by the federal government, right? Mm-hmm. So these people were buying into blockchain technology, and they were putting up two-way transaction Bitcoin ATMs. And the government was coming and, arresting people for it.
Of course they were.
For absolutely free market, the market demands Bitcoin.
Yeah.
People want it. People were going absolutely bananas over these things. This is so awesome. I can do currency transactions right here at a fucking ATM. And the government was like, no.
Yeah.
No. We don't approve of that currency, but we really can't shut it down. So
trick no good, fam.
We're going to come over and bash that machine.
Yeah, we're going to destroy it.
Kidnap you. Lock you up.
But
dangerous bitch.
At the same time, there's like I said, I love what it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
That's not to say there's parts of it that have existed that I don't have an appreciation for. Can we just all collectively say, please, none of the anti-American shit on the 4th of July. I saw so much of that shit, and it's just that
one whore tried to get famous by pissing on the flag.
It's just, why? Okay, can we at least, there's 3 days out of the year. Every other day, you can stomp, burn, piss on, or shit on the flag. I don't give a fuck. But can we just reserve, 3 days out of the year where you don't fuck around with that shit? And 4th of July, Veterans Day, and Memorial Day.
Yeah.
Can we all agree collectively not to fucking do that?
Can we just not?
And I hate to drum up this kind of shit, but in reality, it's true that many men and women have died under that fucking flag, protecting the proverbial, at least partial freedoms that we enjoy.
Yeah.
That's legit. I'm not trying to knock conservatives here. I don't like saying it because it sounds like some shit a lot of people I know would say, but to me, that's a truth.
It's your personal.
Here's the thing. I'm not a nihilist. I could be a nihilist and be like, nobody dies for anything.
Yeah.
But I don't believe in that. I think people do. There are greater causes to die for. So.
Yeah. I understand.
My 2 cents on that.
I just, I don't know. I feel like, in a lot of ways, it's that old adage of as above, so below. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Everything is interrelated. It's just constantly looking into 2 mirrors side by side. And it's fractal. So all these symptoms that we see is just the fact that everything needs to be purged.
Yeah.
Restarted.
Reset the system. Someone asked me the other day, actually, a good hypothetical. They said, you are now king of America, and you are able to do 5 things as king. And they asked me, what are those 5 things? And I gave them my list. I'm not going to give them my full list here because it's long and it's hard to describe. But one thing I've been dabbling with lately, and tell me if you think this is a bit fascist. Just tell me if it's fascist. It might be.
Okay.
I said, okay, here's the thing that I'm starting to see, and this involves Western culture in itself and everything like that, and that's that, look at Rome. Rome was this great, powerful empire, right? And they had people from all walks of life, from all parts of the world, living in all parts of the Roman Empire. Even in Rome itself was most culturally ethnically diverse group of people in the world. Okay, here's the thing. This is where I get very clear, and I'm starting to think this way. And you can call me a fascist if you want.
Fascist.
But I don't think it's fascism. I think it's still cultural, and that's that. Okay, Rome was not a multicultural society. Rome was a multi-ethnic society.
Yeah.
Because everyone understood that no matter what your background was, no matter where you came from, no matter what religion you believed in, at the end of the day, you were still a Roman. You abided by Roman standards of living and doing things. And there are certain things you weren't allowed to do. Now, that being said, certain things I've seen in the last year or so involving multiculturalism is that, okay, there are some cultures that go together like oil and water with ours.
Yeah.
They don't mix.
Right.
But but it's forced cohesion. They want us, they want to stay. But the problem is, and I agree to this extent, you want to stay, you have to begin to adopt a different culture and change, because unfortunately you're coming to us. Okay, if we were coming to you, when in Rome. You get it?
Right. Yeah.
Now, is that fascist to think that way? To think that they need to, like, people coming in need to change their fucking way of thinking? Because unfortunately, a lot of the things that they think are fucked.
Yeah. I don't know, man. It's the whole idea, I use that with air quotations.
Yeah.
The idea of America was the melting pot. You know?
Yeah.
You could bring what you had to offer, you could do all this, but like you said, when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm about as effective on this podcast today as I would be after I just took a heavy dose of psychedelic drugs. You know, because I'm just so fucking, I don't know, reset.
Yeah.
I guess, and I'm trying to find my new feet again. Because these red pills, man, after a while,
they get tangy. But
think about it this way: culture, right?
Yeah.
What are the first 4 letters in culture?
Cult. I get it.
Right.
You know, it's like a symptom of humanity. You know what I mean? If you're around other people, a culture develops. You know what I mean? I just
think that, like, the way it should be, or at least the way our evolution has put us in a certain mind frame, right? Mm-hmm. That we're all tribal.
Yeah.
And you have a certain amount of names and faces you can remember before you literally start forgetting them and rewriting your memory.
Yeah.
That's a fact. Mm-hmm. I think it's like 150.
Huh.
I'm not sure. 250.
Yeah.
So, if we all lived under the blanket culture of, like, America,
yeah,
we could all coexist as long as we follow core principles. Don't fuck with anybody else.
Yeah.
Right?
Breaching someone's consent is and I said this in my Code King thing too. It wasn't a rule. I just said, well, it was kind of it, because I said breaching consent was the worst thing you can do. I would make that the highest capital crime. And that included murder and rape and all that stuff. But breaking someone's consent is a capital crime.
Everything requires consent. Yeah. And once you violate that consent, you've committed one of the worst crimes that you can.
You've done one of the worst things you could as a human being to another human being.
Right.
And I firmly and fully believe that.
It's too simple.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I just feel like I said, the purge, not to necessarily draw like a movie connotation, but I feel like everything has to be purged. It's like when you're looking at your body, you know, and you need to fucking cleanse it. You realize that you're fogged. This is just me talking about myself, but I notice this fog and this, like, kind of lack of ambition and lack of passion.
Yeah.
I think it has everything to do with the fact that I've been pumping it full of poison for fucking 30 years.
Could be.
And it's time to purge.
Toxic. But yeah.
Maybe we need to do that on a societal level.
Maybe. So,
just create our own Bones and Tubs tribe.
Right. I think it would work.
We've got one. It's growing right now.
It's growing right now. But, so this week's big topic I think I wanted to get into was something it's another one of those things where I felt its existence but didn't quite know its name yet, but then found it this week.
You've gained power over it.
Yeah. And, it's called the horseshoe theory. Now, for those of you out there that don't know what the horseshoe theory is, I could give you a based definition of it. Okay. Horseshoe theory in political sciences stipulates that the far right and far left are more similar to each other in essentials than either is to the political center. So imagine a horseshoe, and the ends actually come together closer than the proverbial center. It doesn't shape a U, but it shapes a partial circle, right? And this is the theory: is that in all reality, these fringe groups and the extremist groups are actually closer to each other than they are to moderates. And here's the thing. Like, okay, this is how horseshoe theory came to me. It was an article on Jezebel that someone had posted where it said, I'm so tired of seeing brown men fall in love with white women. Mm. Okay. Now, you would think when you first hear that article, you would almost think it was some sort of white nationalist publication, Jezebel. But it's not. It's a very far left-leaning, liberal publication.
Of course. Okay,
now, take this into context. The white nationalist would write that article, the same article, with the same title, but they would do it in the guise that brown people are ruining white women. Okay. Jezebel meant it in the opposite sense, that white women are ruining brown men.
But of course.
Horseshoe theory.
Yeah.
It's a thing, and it actually fucking exists.
Yeah.
Like, George Orwell had a really quick quote. He said, the real division is not between conservatives and revolutionaries, but between authoritarians and libertarians. Sounds pretty sound, Georgie.
Yeah, I mean, that's... If he found the button.
Yeah.
He pushed it.
He hit it. Because you get a lot of these groups, they're on the authoritarian side, and when authoritarian means by any means get control. Mm. Right?
Fuck your consent.
So, Antifa.
Yeah.
Authoritarian. They use violence to try to get their means.
Do you think they realize how, like, ironic all this is?
I don't think they do. I think, and that's the thing, you know the reality, I think when you get moderates and centrists together, they totally dig horseshoe theory, they think it exists. But then when you start talking to these fringe individuals, they're like, oh no, there's nothing similar between me and that person. It's kind of like you could apply it to like, Dominist Christians and the Taliban.
Yeah.
Like, you're way more similar than you are different, dude.
Yeah.
Like, don't get
religious fundamentalism.
Yeah, don't get it fucked up. You are just like them.
It's just like the right in a lot of ways too. I mean, you could see it everywhere in different castes, but like how much they bitched while Obama was president about the lack of, individual freedom and all this shit. But then at the same time, like you said earlier, if they drafted a bill tomorrow to like round up all the Antifa cats. Yeah. And have them herded like cattle into a fucking...
They'd be like, it needed to be done.
We needed it for my freedom.
He's not Hitler.
All right.
You know what I mean? Like, and that's the thing. Like, I think that's what one side just keeps doing to the other, has to literally convince themselves and try to convince other people that the person that they're all about is not Hitler.
It's like the left and right, man. It's just like shoes, And it's every so often 4 to 8 years we gotta take a step with the other shoe and get that whole group of people behind the fucking subjugation of the other half until we all fall off the cliff.
Yeah. I'm kind of I'm not looking forward to, but I'm interested to see what happens after Trump's tenure as president. And I assume it would probably be a Democrat put into power.
Most likely.
I think that would be like the Empire Strikes Back in my mind. I think they would just... they would do all sorts of shit. And not only that, I think they'd take it to an existential level where they would do shit just because they knew it fucked with people. Not because it was beneficial to anybody. Because it just fucks with people. Because that's what these fuckers do. They take it to the extremes. And that's why you get these fucking extremes in both sides, because they take it that far.
I'm just curious. Do you think it'll actually go back? Do you think it can go back to, like I don't know, a party man? Somebody that's... like, solid Democrat, and then, because Trump is not a traditional Republican.
Well, see, this is what I thought. I think this was the time ripe for more parties.
Oh, yeah.
And break this shit up big time. Like, break up the two main blocks.
Smash it.
Like, I've been thinking about it. Like, here's the thing. I'm not an anarcho-capitalist, but I would totally if there was a politician with the right kind of platform, I would totally get behind an anarcho-capitalist party and vote for somebody in that. Now, for president, it might be a different story. But a congressman or somebody like that, fucking yeah. Same thing goes with, you could break this shit up into like 8 different parties, man.
Yeah.
And have,
at least.
Yeah, and just have like the parties, siding with each other on certain issues and stuff like that, and forming blocks to make voting happen for a certain thing. You know what I mean? That's kind of like they do in other countries with multiple parties. I think the two main parties just need to be broken up. They've gotten too big for their britches.
I just heard on the way here a glaring example of like how fucking broken the system still is, but forget the cat's name. See if I can get Google to work.
Yeah.
So this cat, Bernie Sanders, is facing a challenger. Have you heard about this?
Ooh.
His name is John Svivatsky. Mm-hmm. He's a homeless advocate, and he basically is only running against Sanders because he said that Sanders is the reason why Trump's in office, because he took it away from Hillary. Guess what, motherfucker? Just about anybody could have taken it away from that globalist cunt.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bit of a stretch saying that. Here's the thing, like, okay.
It sounds like he's a fucking
listen,
Council on Foreign Relations Trilateral Commission hopeful, and he's trying to get behind the fucking machine. He doesn't give a fuck about the people.
Hillary lost to Donald Trump.
Right.
Take a step back, champ. Take it back, everybody listening, everybody out in America, take a collective step back. Look at the situation. Look at imagine the two of them in your head. And think, this fucking weird, orange, crazy motherfucker who's basically senile.
Yeah.
Won. So ask yourself, how unappealing did the other one have to be for him to win?
Right.
Because it's not about how awesome he is.
I don't think...
It's about how terrible she is.
No flavorless politician will ever be elected again, I don't think. Did you see who else is running in 2020? They just set up their pack.
Who?
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson.
I could, hey, you know what? Fuck it, I could dig it,
I mean, I follow him on Instagram because he's got a lot of motivational shit.
Yeah.
But,
you know, I think he would definitely, I think his, you know, the childhood activity and food program, whatever it was called, would be a lot better under him than it was under Michelle.
Yeah.
You'd have kids like fucking super cut, like fucking doing the monkey bars.
Swole.
Over and over again. Doing pull-ups.
Be the first president that I can think of, really, that probably did, like, a full cycle of steroids his entire time he was in office.
Yeah.
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Personal freedom.
Yeah.
You know?
How intimidating is his handshake at the end of the day, you know?
I dare you to talk about how tiny his testicles are.
For real. But,
makes his dick look big, I'm sure.
I bet it does. But, did we talk about Poe's Law on the last episode?
No, we talked about it in the parking lot of Factory of Sadness.
Okay. Alright, well, I wanted to talk a little bit about that. I wanted to put that up on the show, too.
Still can't get out of it. Every time I hear it, I think of Legend of Zelda.
Yeah, right. You think of the Poes, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I turned to our lawyer. I decided his name is, I don't know if this sounds bad. His name is Abe Leibowitz.
That's fine. It's better than Goldstein.
Yeah. Abe over here, he's sitting next to us. He listens to the show every day.
Yeah.
Just to make sure we don't say anything too crazy. Actually, right before I get started on this Poe's Law, I just wanted to throw this out there in case, and actually it's a good time for me to mention Poe's Law, because I had some listeners this week who got a little confused by last week's episode.
Really?
Concerning when we had our little banter that was in truth satire about Sons of Abraham.
Yeah.
That was fake. It wasn't. We don't really feel that way. We're just, you know, knocking jokes back.
Yeah, just jokes.
But somebody who had a hard time with that one just because they thought we were serious for a minute there.
Who was it?
It was
Yeah, there's probably some funky editing here, some behind the scenes business.
So
we're back.
But we're back. Anyways, so
just jokes.
So yeah, yeah, we're joking, dude. You know, I mean, you were wearing the yarmulke last week. I mean, you have the Torah sitting on the table this week. I guess you tried to. I guess for whatever reason you got really offended by our talk about Sons of Abraham. But just know that this is just in jest, bud. If you take a dick, you can take a joke.
Exactly. Lube it up.
But
Father Abraham has many sons, by the way.
Yeah.
Many sons have Father Abraham.
Yeah. I'm
one of them.
Yeah.
So are you.
Exactly. That's what you gotta look at there, AB.
What's his name? Horowitz?
Leibowitz.
Yeah.
Leibowitz.
The last one, we didn't want to talk about it, but Goldstein quit.
Yeah,
he threw the paperwork.
Goldstein, he left before we got to talk about Poe's Law.
Yeah.
Because here's Poe's Law. Poe's Law is the notion that if something is on the internet or any other media, I guess. I mean, I guess it applies to others. If it's on there and it has no a disclaimer that it's fake or that it's satire, then there are people who are literally going to believe it. Okay? Take in context our conversation last week where we had a little banter about the sons of Abraham.
I'm surprised out of all the comments that was the one to draw heat.
Right?
It's fine, though. I love surprises.
Well, people get triggered, man.
Yeah.
You know, we get indoctrinated with all that shit that happened a long time ago and start making us feel bad for it so we can't talk about it.
Right.
But anyway, so, Poe's law, in our context last week, we never said it was fake. But I feel like we did it in such a way that was wink, wink, nod, nod, we're not really serious.
I'm pretty sure we even said just jokes.
Did we?
Yeah.
I mean, if we did, then it's not even Poe's law. Because, like...
it's a good example, though.
Good example, and I think we talked about this on the show, was the woman who did a video, and she talked about how she was drowning, and some man saved her, and she talked about how she felt like she had been raped after he saved her, right?
Right.
Okay. And people lost their fucking minds over this video.
Yeah.
That's Poe's law. She was fake. It was satire.
Poe's law got him.
And people took it seriously. I even put on there, I put on a comment on there, people were going nuts. I was like, this is fake. I was like, you can't tell? I was like, she's obviously not serious. I was like, he saved her life.
That's the thing, though. The mental illness is so deep, it's hard to tell. You need to preface it either before or after with some kind of disclaimer.
I mean, I guess the fluoride is working.
Fuck yeah.
Holy shit.
I mean,
I don't like using this on the show but I've seen it a lot, and that's weaponized autism.
Yeah.
The alt-right's all about weaponized autism. They use it. How do they think they get all their shit off the ground? Oh shit, you know what I forgot about?
What's up?
Fucking big thing this week, and it kind of involves us. And that's CNN threatening to dox that dude.
Oh, yeah.
What the fuck?
Fuck them, man.
Yeah, okay, yeah, we ain't said before, fuck CNN.
Yeah.
They're like doing some next level troll shit. They're trying to dox somebody.
They're fucking dead anyway.
And if anybody doesn't know what doxing means revealing a person's true identity who's anonymous on the internet along with their address.
That's fine.
Trolls have done it in the past to other trolls to get them fucked over.
I tell you, the last thing you want to do is fuck with the trolls of CNN.
Oh, I saw a big thing about it on Poll where like they started with a list of all the advertisers for CNN. It said start boycotting these companies.
Fuck yeah. That's right. Hit them right in the wallet.
And they said, next thing, we're going to start email bombing these companies and possibly hacking them. And convincing them to stop giving money to CNN.
I'm here to tell you, don't fuck with them.
Man, they got so much time on their hands. Why would you even do that?
Right. Clearly, if they got time to make memes of you and you actually respond, you've done exactly what you shouldn't do to a troll.
Over a dumbass, stupid meme.
Right.
From fucking back in the day that a guy did. And, you know, I think what did it to them was Trump sharing it.
He tweeted it.
Yeah. He shared the meme. And if you haven't seen the meme, it's from back when he used to go on WWE. Yes, that's right, folks. The President of the United States of America. Hold on, sometimes reality, just the gossamer threads of reality tend to break a little bit on me.
Yeah.
He used to appear on WWE as himself. And he had a dispute with the head of WWE, Vince McMahon. And they would go back and forth and argue with each other and whatnot. Well, in one ripping episode of wrestling, I can't remember which one it was. I don't watch that much wrestling. Donald Trump attacked Vince McMahon and knocked him to the ground. Okay, so some young lad took that footage and he put CNN's face over Vince McMahon, and all you see is Donald Trump attack CNN and take him to the ground. So he posted that on Reddit. And Donald Trump.
Weaponized autism.
Yeah, it's attacking me too.
Yeah.
So Donald Trump saw this and shared it, and I think that's what made CNN fucking lose their shit.
Triggered.
Because he shared an actual. But then again, Donnie Trump Jr. was sharing fucking Donald Trump Pepe frogs fucking right after the election.
Okay.
Sorry. All right. But, so they like fucking threatened to dox this dude for making this meme, like revealing his true identity. His fucking online name was Han Asshole Solo.
Oh, yes.
You picked enemies with a dude named Han Asshole Solo. What the fuck is wrong with you?
Right.
Are you fucking 5?
Wow.
You're supposed to be a legitimate news service.
You see all these things, man, with CNN or like, fucking people on TV trying to attack YouTube. Have you seen that? Like, all the hit pieces from the Washington Post and all this.
Yeah.
These fucking dying things that after the final, death rattle of all the baby boomers are gone,
they
will cease to exist.
They can die with no grace.
Right.
Because all they want to do is attack something else because
kicking
they're
and
afraid.
Screaming as they go.
Like children.
Bitches.
I mean, and the thing is CNN just bought it because they're in for it. You see, that's the thing. I've seen in the last week, something very inspirational. I saw the alt-left and the alt-right and everybody in the middle come together on this one. Because you've doxed one of them, you've doxed all of them.
Yeah.
So they went ahead. Well, firstly, like I said, they have the thing. These are all the companies that pay CNN. Start boycotting them. And then they doxed the entire upper staff of CNN.
Yep. Yep. Got them.
Names and addresses.
Who the fuck didn't see that coming, though?
Yeah.
Don't fuck with a troll.
Yeah. Well, some people in the groups kind of split off after that because they're like, well, you just did the same thing that they had threatened to do to them. So are you any better than them at this point? But then again, here's the thing you got to remember. Okay, CNN is supposed to be a legitimate organization.
Yeah.
That's supposed to give us real news. Okay.
When was the last time that happened?
Reddit has never promised real news, first of all. Neither has 4chan. Neither has any other fucking thread-based commentary offered real news.
Right.
It's just talk. Okay? Now, but I will tell you, man, there was some seriously good memes that came from all this. Even better than the initial one at the WWE thing. Way better.
Yeah. I
mean, there was one, they took a clip from the newest Star Wars movie, Rogue One. And it's the ending scene where, they're trying to get the information to Princess Leia and Darth Vader shows up. Have you seen this movie?
Mm-mm.
Oh, fuck. I don't want to give this away because it's fucking awesome.
Go ahead.
Okay, so it's a scene that goes directly into the first scene of Star Wars Episode 4, right? Like where they get the plans for the Death Star. Okay, well, the rebels are like running through the ship trying to get the plans of the Death Star, and Darth Vader shows up and just starts fucking wrecking them.
Yeah. I
mean, lightsabers out, he's fucking cutting dudes down, force choking dudes, slamming dudes, doing all sorts of shit, right?
He's not to be fucked with.
Okay, all these fucking rebels had different news stuff on their faces. Like, you had fucking now this CNN, BuzzFeed, all this shit, and you just see him keep fucking wrecking people, fucking cutting them in half and shit like that, and it's Donald Trump's face the entire time.
Yeah.
I mean, it was, here's the thing, I'm not even a big Trump guy, but the shit, at this point, the shit's fucking great to me.
The memes are premium.
The memes are fucking
Prego. I had a good one too with, was it Christmas Story? Did you see that one?
Yeah.
Where Trump is Ralphie, and that fucking ginger kid is CNN.
You gonna cry?
He goes out there and fucking stomps his ass, and then that kid that's like, hey, you look over, it's MSNBC. I'm gonna tell my dad.
It's good shit, man.
Yeah, man, I mean,
I don't like the guy, but fuck, man, the memes are so premium. How can you resist?
Right.
Like, I mean, my poor folder that I keep all my precious memes in is so full right now.
Yeah.
So many memes.
We just gotta, keep spreading the memes.
Yeah. That's all you can do at this point.
I know we've had a lot of premium content we put out on our Instagram page. We've been getting a lot of love on that.
Oh, we've been getting so much love. And let me tell you something. If you're listening to the show, we appreciate that love on Instagram so very much.
Did you see the one of Kim Jong-un I did today?
Yeah, where he's doing the
blood sign.
Yeah. He's set tripping.
Bitch.
Boo. But yeah, speaking of which, Instagram. You should check us out on there. Not only that, I want to take a personal time here. If you haven't yet, you go to whatever means of subscription you have to us, whether it be Instagram or YouTube or Stitcher or any of those. Do us a big favor. And did I say iTunes?
You did now.
I did now. Okay. Go to those and write us a review. Because the thing is, you write us reviews. Now, if it's bad review, it's bad review.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Tell us how you really feel. Anyways.
Don't hide in the shadows. Let us know what's up.
But a review, and especially a good review, will get us noticed by more people. And you want to share this Bones and Tubs podcast with more people, don't you?
I mean, somebody sent me this in the mail. I don't know if I told you about it. And by in the mail, I mean they tied it to a brick and threw it through my windshield.
Oh, okay.
But it's a $5 bill, right? And somebody wrote, "This is debt. Bones and Tubs podcast."
Nice.
And I got 2 other $1 bills thrown through my front window and my back window.
Oh, yeah?
And they both had Bones and Tubs on them.
Nice.
Now, I can't tell you to write anything Bones and Tubs related on money because it's a crime.
Yeah.
And it's neat. Just real quick, I looked up the statute. And it's illegal to deface money, right? But they put any government-issued debt from a government bank, a federal bank, or the Federal Reserve, because the Federal Reserve is not a federal institution.
No.
So, I don't know who did it, but I do appreciate it.
Yeah.
Putting this out there. It's basically like you're going to take the money that you could spend on our Patreon page.
Yeah.
Our political super PAC, Bones and Tubs 2020.
Yeah.
Bones and Tubs, or KYS.
Yeah. It's becoming our super PAC now.
Right. You could donate to our Patreon, or you could just do what these fine folks have done and write us in for free advertising on money you're going to spend on whatever the fuck you're going to spend it on anyway.
Graffiti the money.
But
Graffiti it.
We can't tell you to do it, but, You know.
This ain't Poe's Law going on here.
Right.
We're not talking about Poe's Law here. We're not talking about anything satirical here.
I think it's
or
funny
are
as
we?
fuck.
I don't know. All I know is you got money, you got a pen. This is like, what's that thing? The pineapple and the...
I have a pen.
I have $1.
Oh, boop, Bones and Tubs dollar.
Yeah, Bones and Tubs dollar.
But we can't say it.
No, we can't.
But
I could tell you how much I love it.
Yeah.
But I can't tell you to do it.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
The Warriors thumbs it up.
Oh, he's starting to shake in his chair. Well, we're talking about money.
Is he writing it on the... Yeah, he's writing it on there. You can't do that.
Yeah, you can't do that, Abe. Come on, Abe.
Thank you.
He's smiling. He's doing it on a $100 bill.
Ooh, my God. I haven't seen one of those in a while.
Yeah, right.
Hashtag middle class.
Yeah. Hashtag, our lawyer's a Jew.
Hashtag, yeah. Hashtag just jokes.
Yeah, just joking.
Hashtag Jew jokes.
Hey, for those of you out there that didn't get the jokes last time, that was some Poe's Law going on there.
No.
That's satire. Hashtag satire.
Yeah, now that you know it's satire, you can go back to the old podcast and listen to it and laugh.
Yeah, right now you can laugh at it because you know it's fake.
It's not, they're not really, okay.
Oh, okay.
I thought they were Nazis.
Funny. I can laugh now.
Ha!
But hashtag Bones and Tubs satire. TM. You got that right, Abe?
Tim.
Yeah, you wrote that down? Okay, yeah. Bones and Tubs satire. TM Poe's Law / we love you all.
Yeah, exactly.
But, so I think we're going to wrap up the show, right? It's about that time.
It is. I mean, I got to go pay the tax man. Even though, never mind, I can't say it.
Okay.
It's better left unsaid.
Hey, so we were talking about Instagram. You should check us out on there.
Yeah.
You should follow us on there if you haven't already.
/ Bones and Tubs.
Also, check out our Facebook page, Bones and Tubs.
Facebook.com / Bones and
Tubs. Check out our website, www.bonesandtubs.com. Also, this podcast you can find on YouTube, iTunes, Stitcher, Beyond Pod. Trying to get Google Play, but Google Play isn't playing ball.
You got to send them money with your blood on it. Is that what they need?
Maybe.
Maybe just blood?
A new RSS feed is what they need, and I'm trying to figure that out right now.
It's fucking crazy.
Why?
Have you talked to the fine folks over at Squarespace about it?
No, I didn't talk to Squarespace. I talked to the gods of Google. The gods of Google rained their advice down upon me, but I don't know how to do it still.
It sounds like they need to get their shit together.
It sounds like they do.
We've already got a perfectly fine RSS feed that we have statistics on.
Yeah, but hey, so you should check out also on our website LL, new LL every week by Saint Even
Premium.
He should be dropping one. You're gonna be listening to this tomorrow. But you should have one up when you look at it. If you listen to this and you haven't seen it yet, go check it out because it'll be up.
Good.
But yeah, so, and check out all our pages, like them, share them, subscribe them, tell the world that you love Bones and Tubs.
If you're afraid to draw on money because it's against the law and you're not trying to say fuck the man, you can send us $1 a month on Patreon. That'd be cool.
And that'd be cool too.
We got quite a few Patreon subscribers, and we really appreciate it.
We want some money to give back to you in the form of clothing and bumper stickers.
And happiness.
And happiness
Merriment.
on the show. Because imagine if enough people gave us money, you wouldn't have but one Bones and Tubs episode to listen to a week. You could have 2.
Right.
I don't think I could do 3. 3 is too much.
I pray to the gods, to Evelyn, wherever she is out there. But if she had only supported a little while longer, I tried to do a lot of really fancy video editing.
Yeah.
But my laptop is just
terrible.
It's not up to par, and I need a new laptop.
So one last thing, and look out for this here soon. You're gonna find. I'll give you a link to a Facebook page probably next week. But there's a new book coming out.
Mm.
And that book,
what's it called?
The book is called The King's Fire.
Yeah.
Yes, it's a fantasy. It's the first book in a fantasy series.
Is it about a king's mixtape being fire?
It may very well be. But it's by a man named S. James Imhoff.
Yeah.
Now,
good fella.
I'm not going to correlate how I know this man.
I dated him for a while.
Some of you out there listening already know who this man is.
Yeah.
That's not the point.
It's not important.
Not important. Just know that Bones and Tubs and S. James Imhoff and all the others are going to be plugging the fuck out of this book.
Yeah. We're going to come together.
We're going to come together.
Yeah.
Simultaneously together all over this like a big fucking literal book bukkake.
Basically, it's a Jackfest.
Yeah. All right,
it's a Jackfest of content.
We're going to see you next week. Okay? Thank you for listening. We'd like to thank Ryan Simpson for letting us use his music in our show.
Facebook told me we had a friendversary today. 8 years.
I saw that.
I love you, Ryan.
Yeah. We'd like to thank you guys all for listening. We really appreciate it. Share this show with somebody. If this is the proverbial New Age Fight Club, this is the week where we challenge you to get another listener involved.
Yeah.
So instead of fighting somebody, all you have to do is get somebody to listen to this show.
Yeah.
And you can pick any episode you want. Maybe this episode might not be how you want to start them out.
Right.
You can start them out with us talking about frogmen jacking off or fucking anything else. Zombie smells. All sorts of shit.
For sure.
We've covered a lot of topics.
There's a wide catalog of things.
So, so thank you for listening, and we hope to see you guys next week. And we hope you have a good week.
We love you.
We really do.
We was kings.